Hi, this is Aaron Harris, and you're watching Real Deal with Akil.
Oh, usually I have like a story or introduction to my podcast. But Easy, as y'all remember last time, he was on the last episode with Showcase National. So he's back with for the second show, but with the father of the Harrison twins, Coach Harrison of the Houston Defenders. And we're gonna talk about we're gonna finish what we just talked about before we started. So first of all, I want to know this: how did you find Easy, and how did this dynamic duo mesh? Oh, would you even call it a duo?
No.
No.
It's definitely.
Listen.
It's not a duo.
It's definitely different than that.
Akil, you know how I am. You know, I was the hottest free agent on the block. You know,
He always say that. He always calls himself the hottest free agent.
The hottest free agent. Sloan found me, introduced me to Harrison, and then all of a sudden, I feel like both of our lives changed since then. So you know what I'm saying? He's the only dude that believes I don't know.
Did you change his life for the better?
Yes, I did. I did. And you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for it, though.
So you was the missing void in his life.
I think so. I really think so. And he can vouch for that, too, because he knows I'm an entertainer. Like, when Easy walks in the building, I'm the entertainer.
See, ladies and gentlemen, y'all didn't hear this passion from Easy last time. Last time Easy was here, he was, laid back. He was just letting Coach Rob do all the talking. He'll talk like 5%. But now, today, y'all can get the real Easy on this podcast. So we were talking about this summer league game. And I've been playing with Easy since we was like in high school. So I know I got a glimpse of what you've seen already.
Prime Easy.
You got a glimpse of what I've seen then, right? Well, the reason I went is because we needed to laugh.
Right.
So we got all the laughs we could possibly get.
Did you know how he hooped before that game?
Do you know me and Easy played one-on-one, and I won the game.
And now, so the one-on-one game was before the summer league game.
Yes.
And who won that game?
You tell him, Easy, who won the game, Easy?
He won the game.
What was the score, Easy?
It was like 4-3. Bro.
Oh, it gets better every time. The score was 4-0.
Oh, what? Stop it. No, I
scored.
scored.
He scored no points. And
Akil.
listen to me. Here's the other part.
Akil.
At that current time, I was 48. He was 24. There's something wrong with that. Is that correct?
It is.
There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You expect a 24-year-old to win.
Akil.
You do.
This man will never hold me scoreless. Nobody can never hold me scoreless, including Aaron Harris.
So how did he beat
they
you?
will never hold me scoreless.
How'd I win?
How'd you win?
He just asked you that.
My meniscus was not at 100% at the time.
Did you tear it or did
Yeah,
you?
it was slightly ruptured. I went to the doctor 2 days before that, and
How'd you rupture your meniscus?
man, I was doing some of my classes, trying to running. And,
In between classes, you was running?
yeah, so
Where's your meniscus at, Easy?
man, right there on my
In
knee,
his elbow.
my left knee, my left knee. Nah, but he won. But you know what I'm saying? He won. But the thing about it is, he'll never get the rematch because he knows what would happen. He would never accept my rematch.
Why would I play again? Like, that was a waste of my time.
Oh my Jesus! We'll say that this is more for Coach Harrison. Yeah. This is his show right now. So I'm gonna ask you this because I heard of the Defenders before, but the first time I seen the Defenders play was on TV. It was the game. It was like around June, July when D. Griffin was playing the Twins, and I promise that was out of all AAU games that've been on TV because I've seen quite a few. That was the most memorable game I can remember. Like performance-wise, Twins and Griff was like showing out the whole game. I forgot what game was that.
Who played against Nerlin Noels and BABC.
That game was – it was like they couldn't stop.
Wayne Selden was on that team?
Wayne Selden, Georges Niang.
Yo.
On our team, though, it was also Wesley Awandu, Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan Motley was on that team, too. He didn't play much, but Jonathan Motley was on that team,
right.
too. Then Christian Sanders, who went to Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille Cleo played at Maryland. He went to Texas after that.
Well, I remember him.
Texas.
I played against him in my fall league. That was our first fall league game my senior year. He was at Village.
Yeah, you're right.
And when we played against Shaq. That's the game I had 18. Not on him, though, because it was more like, shoot, you know how I play. Yeah. But that game I remember because it was like they couldn't stop. It was like literally, I could be wrong. Griff would be at the baseline, and there'll be a pick and roll action. Soon as the guard go, D Griff goes.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So the play's called X. That's the same.
That's
play.
the same play.
But-
So who's the D Griff now for?
No, it's depending who's open, who gets the ball.
Okay.
So it's a pick and roll read.
But it was like Griff was open every single
because
time.
Andrew would get in the lane. That's what it was.
And then you couldn't stop. You had to pick your poison really.
Right.
You're gonna stop Andrew from going, or you're gonna stop the alley.
Right.
And he's gonna kick it out.
Kick it out to shoot if they pinch down. So
So actually, do you still talk to Griff?
yeah, all the time. Yeah.
How did you? What do you think he's at right now? Because I remember I met him when we both got TSU at the same time,
Okay.
and everybody on campus was like just the big man on campus, and you could attest to that.
Yes.
You know where he came from, the
Most
5-star,
phenomenal athlete I've ever seen in my life.
and then now I feel kind of I still see him at times, but I'm just like, man, I wish he was still playing. I wish he was in the league right now.
Yeah. When you grow up, like Derrick had a difficult childhood, different things got in his path. So like when you grow up with obstacles that he had, when things become easy, you got to figure it out. You can't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't pop and make it easy. Like kid with mom and daddy in the house know right from wrong, and when somebody creeps in from the side, they don't listen to them. They stay with mom and daddy. Derrick had some other people come in giving him advice for them and not for him. But like, last time I talked to him, which is probably 3-4 days ago, his mind was right. Mm-hmm. He's got a couple tryouts with different NFL teams. He's still working. So he's definitely he's got himself in shape this year and he's ready to go. So
you think he took it for granted going to TSU? I talked to him before, but I just want to hear from your side. Okay. Since you're around him and you close to him. Mm-hmm. Do you think he still has the passion and drive to get to the league? And do you think he took it for granted at first when he left A&M to Miami? Now he's at TSU. He was at TSU. Mm-hmm. He was by far the best receiver in SWAC, by far, easily. Mm-hmm. But then suspended the next year. He got an agent. Didn't go to the draft that year. Do you think he still got that same drive from talking to him?
Yeah, Derrick's all drive. Like
right.
The truth is, I'm totally against people not practicing to play. Mm-hmm. Derrick is the one guy I know in my life that I'm putting him in any game I got, anytime you want to play.
Yeah.
Any day, anytime, anyhow.
He's still a freak of nature, and he's an athletic freak. Ever since I don't even
know how to explain to you how much of an athletic freak he is.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain to you that. When I met Derrick at 8 years old, he was 8 or 9. He's playing against Aaron Andrew in a football game.
Right.
They lost the game, so he's limping off the floor, off the field, and I says, "What's wrong with you?" He says, "Sir, my cleats are a size and a half too small." Yeah. He had 3 touchdowns in that game.
With some small cleats.
With some small cleats on. So I asked him what size he wear, and that's how I met him. I made Andrew give him his cleats. We were on the field right there, and that's how I met Derrick.
Yeah.
And so when I talked to his coaches, he was in Rosenberg that summer, said, "You want to play basketball?" He said yes. Mm-hmm. He came and played basketball. He wasn't really that good. He wasn't. He just was out of the way, clumsy. He had never done it before, but you gave him a year and a half, 2.5 years, moving that. Well, AAU Nationals. Yeah. This is like his coming out party. He was like 12, 13 years old.
Right.
He got every rebound from the beginning of the second quarter to the middle of the fourth.
I look at Griff, I see more football, he's a better football player to me than basketball. To me.
He's athletic. Football is it, but like, can he play basketball? Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He was ranked going to his second year as a top 25 sophomore.
He was still the best player in the SWAC in basketball.
He was, and that's the scary thing about it. He was scary good in both sports.
Scary good, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just like, it was just sad to see him not go far with it.
The truth is that maybe that's the best thing to happen to him. People hadn't told him no since he was little. Right. And me and him have more of a father-son relationship where he knows when he gets too deep into something, I can call him, "Coach, gonna come help me out." But if I'm talking about something that isn't important, it doesn't matter, I'm going to tell him no. Right. So that's how our relationship is.
Right.
So, I mean, he goes like that.
So that kind of part you think led to the suspension, because the suspension at TSU for football didn't seem right. That didn't seem like it was. We talked about it, and it was like it was two sides to the story. I'm like, dang, what?
Yeah, it's head button with the coaches, but like, you become a man, you have to do things that the people who are in charge of you tell you to do. And, like, that's a life lesson. You have to learn it, and you're going to learn it one way or the other. But the other people around Derrick were telling him, hey, man, you're the man. You know, hey, man, you're the man. You're this. And then there was nobody there to balance it out and say, Derrick, listen to me. This is what life is. Yeah. These people can tell you that, but at the end of the day, these are the people that control what's happening in your life. Right. So, you know, even sometimes, not just Derrick, there are a lot of kids that have to come to grips with that. Like, a lot of kids that have to come to grips with that. Yeah. That don't. It's really tough.
And being from Houston and learning all the athletes that came from Houston, players like Snap, great high school, sell tickets, but couldn't make it far. Tommy Mason Griffin. No, you know, when I look at Snap, I thought NBA. When I see him in high school, I'm in high school, I'm looking at Snap like, oh my goodness, like he's
like the jump in, like
I'm looking
number one team in the country.
Then the West Kentucky didn't quite work out, right? So then I go to Tommy Mason, who did go to OU, one of the greatest players that I've seen in Houston, but then ultimately didn't make it to the NBA.
Okay, I'm originally from Baltimore, is where I was born and raised.
Okay.
There are two different cases. Snap, if he was the right size for the position, like at Yates, he played the power forward. That's the position he was. Yeah. That's the problem. Was he one of the most incredible basketball players I've ever seen? The toughest kids you've ever seen? Yes. Right. You know, and my kids are younger than by about 4 years younger than them, and I saw him do something to Austin Rivers that was unbelievable, and that's I got to know him. I didn't really know him.
What did he do to Austin?
Him and Austin are playing a game in Dallas. It's an AAU summertime game, and Austin's talking to one of his guys on the sideline about the guy on the sideline say, "Get 40, get 40." And Snap walks right up to him and says, If I see your face and you act like you thinking you're going to get 40, I'm going to slap you.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm a Snap fan for the rest of my life.
Right.
But and that, that's just it. I definitely love toughness.
How much did he score on him? How much did Austin?
He didn't get 40. He didn't get nowhere near. I don't think he had 20 in that game. So
wow,
that's a different game. That's a different kind of deal.
And how you feel about the Tommy thing? Because
Tommy was different. Tommy was in position, but people. They gave Tommy too much. Put Tommy on a pedestal here. Tommy no longer had to work, right? Right. Was he that good? Yes.
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 We looked at a documentary. We was working at our old job.
Yes. He was that good.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there's a lot of politics involved in basketball too. So
right.
The Oklahoma thing, they got in trouble behind it. Who knows what they did behind closed doors in it. But, was he that good? Yes. Yeah. Was that my expectation? Yes.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, we missed this. We're back to Snap. Snap got a college education, guys. I don't know what else y'all say, but he graduated. Yeah. And I don't know if that was anybody else's expectation.
I don't think so either. Honestly, I didn't know he got his.
But he has a degree.
Is it still Western Kentucky?
No, he went somewhere else and graduated. But
okay,
that's a success story to me in every shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
One thing I just admire about him is he's a guy that really doesn't really care about the city, as in basketball. No, Harrison.
Oh, okay.
Because he's always talking about when he coaches his team, he don't care about these knick-knack tournaments in the city. He wants to be the best in the country. Right. And I just want to know where that always just came from, because that's how I learned from him. I never admit that, but I learned from him because I see he doesn't care what can my team do against other cities like Baltimore, Philly, Pride, and stuff like that. So that's attesting to him.
Right. Yeah. And it is because it's I'm gonna ask you this: how do you feel about the state of basketball just in Houston now that you already in you've been AAU circuit heavy?
Well, first of all, there can't be a professional every year come out of Houston. In Houston, we've had a big run of guys going back to, and I guess we would say 2012. We had some really good basketball players.
Rashid, LJ.
Yeah, we had some. But, even guys that are in the NBA
House.
now.
Oh, yeah.
House is in the NBA, and then Aaron Angel next year after them, and then Winslow and Oubre the year after that. Jackson. You got guys, Fox. You got a lot of guys. We had a big run of guys.
2012 was interesting. I'm going to let you finish, though. Yeah. But 2012 was an interesting year for me because looking back, before they became seniors, right?
Right.
LJ Rowe was on this pedestal. You know, he was the number one guy. I looked, and then J. Michael Reese. Mm-hmm. I feel like the turning point for him was when they brought him to Houston Hoops because LJ was the guy. But once Rasheed got there, it's like LJ and J. Mike downgrading Rasheed, took it upon himself. It's like he was the man. And it's like 2012, it's like we think of Rasheed first before LJ. And I never would have thought that.
The only reason I say you think of Rasheed first is because he went to Duke. But if you're asking me about 2012, J. Michael Reese, without a doubt, was the leader of that situation. Yeah. Now, I remember seeing him playing way back in 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
And you try to triple team him, he still scored. You can't sell me on that. He was definitely.
You think that was the best big three out of Houston? Like out of all Houston AAU teams that we had, going back to the past 10 years, was that the best big three?
No.
Are you twins?
We beat the twins and younger than Derrick Griffin, and then look at Wesley. Look where he's at now, right?
Yeah.
So then Motley. So you got 4 guys in the NBA off that one team.
Yeah.
So I like that Texas Pro Team 2012.
Who was that?
With Isaiah Austin.
Oh, that's 2012, right?
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
Isaiah Austin and
you had Daniel House.
Yeah. And Moutier was on it too.
It was Moutier, huh?
Yeah. Moutier was.
I mean, Chance too. You had Chance.
Yeah, and Bradford.
Now that was a good team too. But then, how do you feel like the players match up now? Like, okay, Houston from what year you came to Houston?
I was 90.
Okay, so you've been so you've been for a minute. So Houston back then or Houston now, like how you see the players evolving as it gets better, as time progresses.
It goes up and down. You know, it goes up and down. There's a name in here I want to put. I got 2 names I want to put in here in the up and down. If you forget like the TJ Fords and Carlos Hurt. If you never seen Carlos Hurt, you missed something. You missed something because he didn't. If you never seen him, and then of course John Lucas Jr. All those guys. You see all those guys, and I know I'm missing the big guys that we had. Mecca. We had. I know I'm missing somebody.
DeAndre Jordan.
I didn't see a lot of him.
Okay.
I didn't see a lot. He should have been around that time, but you look at him now. You always miss somebody when you say those names, but like those are the guys that I know, and I remember coming to town just watching them play. I'm trying to remember the guys that TJ had on his team. Ivan McFarland,
Kenny Taylor,
those guys. Those guys were. I mean, so it goes up and down. You get waves.
Yeah. How do you Baltimore players versus Houston players?
Baltimore's going to be tougher. They're going to be tougher. And here's the reason. Basketball has migrated to the suburbs. Well, when the 70s and 60s, the players were in the city, i.e. the city schools winning all the state championships.
Right.
So what happens is everybody evolves, and most of the population has moved. Everybody's trying to get better. So you move to the suburbs because you want a bigger, better house, better life, better school kids. So
we're in the skinny jean era. So you got Baltimore, the tougher guys.
And more skill in Houston. We'll got some cones. We got like 5 million trainers.
The best coach, really. He calls the best.
5 million trainers and 5 million trainers in Houston, and gym time and all that. In Baltimore, you practice outside.
Practice outside the playground.
Yeah, playground.
Oh my God, prison bro, soul brothers got dog.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's different. So if you had to do an all-time starting, I asked him the same question. He was here. If you had to do an all-time starting 5 Houston players, all time. I told him the past 10, but you could do all time. Make your starting 5. You
and I'm gonna leave mine's out of there.
No, you got to put yours in there.
I can't do that.
Well, okay,
but look what they accomplished, though.
Yeah, but you got.
But it's biased too, though.
That's
Easy.
biased.
Even though, okay, example. Say you had a kid, right?
Yeah.
And you know he's great and he's gold D1, but automatically.
But the thing about it is, if you just look at it, like who has accomplished as much as
TJ Ford?
TJ Ford, yeah, you're right, but they kind of accomplished the same stuff. McDonald's All-American, McDonald's All-American.
Well, I mean, let me tell you something. Like, listen to me. If I take Aaron and Andrew out, I love the Aaron Fox. I love TJ Ford. I'm gonna take Carlos Hurt first.
Okay, so your 5, your point, your top. Okay, if everybody had an all-time in their city, and you had to, they asked you,
that's so tough.
All-time in Houston,
you ain't gonna like because I don't know these guys. But if I tell you Snap is 6 foot, how much you want to say?
6'4".
No.
He's shorter than that.
Probably. Yeah. I'm 6'3", he's not my height.
I know him in person.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
That's my power forward. How about that?
Okay. So who? Okay. Just
I don't even know. Like, see, that's so unfair. I don't know the rest of the guys, but
You've coached both.
I saw Carlos hurt. Oh my goodness.
Okay, for listeners' perspective, the listeners and viewers is mostly from the ages of 18 to 30, right?
Okay.
So let's do the past 10 years.
Okay.
Since 08.
So TJ Ford's not in there.
No TJ Ford.
But Aaron and Andrew is.
Okay. De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
Fox.
That's your point guard.
Is Grimes in there?
Let me think a little more before I tell you yeah. And I like Grimes. I just haven't seen a whole lot of Grimes myself.
Yeah. Would you put Rasheed as your shooting guard? Or D'Angelo?
Oh, Harrison.
See, that's a lot of guys.
It's a lot.
You still got Aaron too. You still got Aaron. So it's like
Julian
Okay, besides your kids.
No, D'Angelo is incredible.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, D'Angelo, yeah. Who else am I missing?
You missing? It's just a lot. You got Winslow. You have Justin Jackson. Oubre.
Jackson.
Man, Oubre.
You're not sold on Oubre high school?
I was not.
We're just looking at high school.
I love Oubre.
Yeah.
I love Oubre.
I love Justin more than Oubre. I'm sorry. It might come out.
They got different games.
Yeah.
To me, they got different games. And
Right.
The thing with Oubre, actually, I've known both of them since they've been about 9 years old. Oubre. And just their maturations, it's different ways, but they're different players to me in my mind. They're both threes, but they're different threes.
Yeah. It's hard to make your five. Let me hear. Let's hear easy. You still got the same five from last time, or?
Like I said, Fox is up there for me. Aaron and Andrew is up there for me. In the past 10 years, Tommy Mason Griffin.
He ain't been 10 years. He's past 10 years.
He right there. Oh, 9, yeah. He's in there.
He's 09. Tommy Mason Griffin is with me.
Yes.
Oh, if we got other people, we got Sheldon Daniel House, Julian Lewis.
Is one of the
I
greatest.
remember Julian Lewis put up 36 on us in the first round of a tournament.
He put
up 40 on Aaron Andrew when they was sophomores in the tournament.
Man, because the way he put up 36 on us, because before that, I was at Stafford, right? Yeah. So the past 2 years, my sophomore and junior went to state, and we lost in the semifinals. So the game before we played Lamarck, they just got done beating down Elkins, and they put up 50 on Elkins.
Yeah, no, Julian put up 50.
Julian put up 50. Mm-hmm. So coming to little old Stafford, 3A school, we gets no respect that whole week because Lamarck had this press that a lot of people couldn't break. It was just like Yates, right?
Yeah.
So we was practicing all week how to break Lamarck press. We was actually in the whole game until the fourth quarter. And that's when Julian just like took over. Julian just
shooting from the volleyball line.
Oh my God. My hand was in his nose. I was right here just contesting him. Swish. I'm like, we couldn't do nothing about it. So I ain't gonna lie. Julian Lewis, I don't know about now.
That's what I mean. And I wouldn't say about now. We're talking about high school. So if we're talking about high school, I can't really you can't take Julian Lewis off your list.
You can't. It's so many points. Then we forget about Joe Young.
Yeah. Joe. But
Cam
now, I got this easy. I'll make it easy for you. The best team in the last 10 years.
Yates.
It's easy to say.
Easy.
Joe Young. And Pee Wee made him go.
Akil always talks about that Bel Air team in 2020.
Oh my God. I tell Easy this all the time, Coach. I say Bel Air's team in 2010, you got to be kidding me. They was the best team to not win a state in the state's history.
Probably so.
Come on. You have Coach Glover.
They didn't even go to state.
They didn't go to state. They lost to Bush.
On a backdoor cut.
You telling me Toby?
Better coaching. That's where coaching.
And then we forgot about Toby. He's in the list as probably your all-time starting five.
Toby. The one that
yeah, you're right about that.
They had 6 guys.
The other big kid that went to like Kentucky Western too. Remember him?
Kenny.
Yeah. Then you had Sheldon. You have 6 guys. You had a 6-man that went D1.
One boy went to Texas Tech. I talked to
Jamel.
Yeah.
That's the most.
Then the other boy went to Cleveland. The point guard went to Cleveland State. Remember him?
I know Jonathan Evans was at HBU, and then he went to St. Thomas.
What's the one? You remember the one with Cleveland State? Remember that?
What's the man name? Because it was Sheldon, and then it was somebody else playing that backcourt. You know,
he went to Cleveland. He transferred in from somewhere else. Remember that? He went to Cleveland State because they played Aaron Andrew that freshman year. He was at Cleveland State.
Yeah.
And he came out and talked to me after the game. I know his face when I see that.
But it's like, Coach, if you was coaching that team, that's state championship.
I would hope to say so. I would hope
that's at least back to back.
Yeah,
they lost to Bush they started Bush dynasty. if that layup did not happen,
Coach Courtney.
Well, Coach Courtney's great,
turned that program around.
But if that layup doesn't happen, Bush don't go to state. They don't even probably win next year after that. Probably.
They only won one time.
Yeah, one time.
That's
Coach Courtney got 3 rings, but Bush only won one time.
But I kept hearing Bush after that ever since. It's like,
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so it's like Bel Air Coach Glover can't win a championship yet. I swear, if this was the NBA, come on. It would be scrutiny. It would be so much scrutiny over that. What's the fact that it was high school, so we can't put blame on high school kids.
But the truth is, one part of this we haven't discussed that's a dynamic that happens in high school that doesn't happen in college is parenting.
Right.
Which is the roughest part of all of this, being a coach.
Yeah.
It's the rough part. Because parents know everything about everything, how it could be. And it's tough to say because I was a parent coach, right?
Yeah.
So it was and I tell people my situation was a lot different because my sons weren't in a situation where people had to get them to the point. They were helping people get to the point.
Right.
So all those guys that played with us got an advantage of playing with them and having coaches see them and being able to go to a school a step above where they were with what would have been before that.
Yeah.
I had like the kid that went to Stanford. He didn't have Stanford for him. I think he had like HBU before he came to the Defenders, and then and then Fred Williams is that right? Fred played one tournament with us. He went to Clear Lake, played one tournament with us. His unsigned senior year, and he got Oregon out of that tournament.
That's the thing I just don't get. How do you get guys to just buy in without the numbers? Because I think you're the best coach at doing it without the numbers.
Winning is how you get a scholarship. It ain't nothing about no points. They don't care about no points. Hey, I get some points. If the teams that got the guys that get points, hey, I put up 60 points today, and you lose, well, I got one guy with a scholarship. I got 9 guys looking at me.
Because I see you take a guy like Trevor Moore. He said that basically Trevor was only allowed to dribble 2 times. He's at Cincinnati because he can shoot.
Yeah.
But like everybody's trying to show you they can do everything. That's a different thing.
I'm gonna ask you this: is it possible for a guy to be top ranked in the nation without playing AAU?
No,
it's not possible at all.
No.
So if he's just a guy that just go to school,
no. And this is the worst thing. I'm gonna tell you something, and people are not gonna like this. And high school coaches have their struggle with this. High school basketball is not anywhere near as relevant as it used to be when it comes to that level of basketball. High school basketball is about the pride of the school. When a college comes to a high school, they already know who they're here to see. They already looking at, and unless Akil O'Neal is standing on the sidelines, they're really not going to see anything else. So the reason that dynamic happens is not because the high schools are bad, but because in the summertime, I can go to one tournament, see every good guy in that city in 2 or 3 games, as opposed to try to reach every high school around the country. That's pretty much the dynamic that has changed. I mean, it makes sense.
So can a player really not just he could just be homeschooled and go to camps in AAU, really? And that could be the route, like you see with.
Well, there's a theory. If you're good, they'll find you in the basement, and I agree with that. But you got to show that you're good. You got to be able to show you. You got to be able to show you that you're good.
Yeah.
And you can't show it in the basement, so you got to come out to some tournament somewhere and play somewhere. You got to do it on the court, right?
Right.
Honestly, I think the next step, coming soon, real soon, that you're going to see more kids. I think you're going to see kids sitting out high school ball and just waiting for AAU. I can see that possibly happening.
That's a generation away when the generation now realizes that they got their scholarships from summertime. Right now, parents are still they're still on the, high school. My high school is important. That kind of deal. But that's probably a generation away.
How important was it for you though, the high school for you? Because I know Aaron and Andrew, junior year they lost their state championship. So what did it mean something to them?
I mean, it's school pride. It's basketball. They love it. I mean, that was their friends they grew up with. Absolutely. I mean,
so. Why did you think the Harrison Twins chose Kentucky over everybody else?
Honest to God, truth. There's nothing like Big Blue Nation in the world, and everybody in the world can do something else and tell you something else in this world. If you are a recruit and you go visit Kentucky, right, And if I tell you some of the things that those people did that are not illegal, but some things that they did, it would blow your mind.
Right.
Example, we went up there for we were up at a John Lucas camp in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 9th grade, they were recruiting them already. So they went and we visited Kentucky.
Yeah.
At that present time, Kentucky has something they call Midnight Madness, Madness, and people sleep out overnight in tents up to 30 days to get tickets to this thing.
Yeah.
So this happened to be the time that they're doing this, right?
Yeah.
So from the time we got from the airport in Louisville to the campus at Kentucky, they had already put it on Twitter that we were there. And pretty much when we got there, there was 6,000 people out there in tents waiting for us to get there.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. With their signs. When they were going to school over here, high school, if you can look back at some of their games, you'll see a section of blue people, 50 to 100 people from Kentucky at every game.
Mm-hmm.
Their fan is just they're relentless and they do it. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes from there. I mean, Maryland, they really liked the coach. Is that Turgeon, and before that, even Gary Williams. They liked both of them. But it just didn't resonate. And Kentucky is the biggest stage.
I was surprised they stayed an extra year. I was like,
no, and listen to me. That is all they're doing. My advice was to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. My advice was, but like by that time they're 18, 19. I can't make decisions for them. They made the decision to go to Kentucky. If I make a decision for them to go to another school and it doesn't work out, that's my fault.
Yeah.
But if they make a decision to go to Kentucky and it doesn't work out, that's theirs, and then they have to grind and they can take ownership of their decisions as a man. So that's kind of how that works.
Because the sophomore year, that was the year Aaron was making all them clutch back.
No, that was the freshman year.
It was his freshman year.
Yeah, but
that's why I was shocked. I was like,
God. The sophomore years when they went undefeated.
See, but like the reason that they stayed is because they wanted to win a national championship.
Yeah.
Only reason we did not complete it, Dad. We want to win.
Right.
That was the whole thing in a nutshell.
Yeah. And me and him always had a debate, right? So I'm a Duke guy, and I love Duke forever. Mm-hmm. We had this debate, Coach K or Coach Calipari.
He might agree with you.
Who's the better basketball coach?
He might agree.
Let me tell you why this is unfair. Unfair because I don't know Coach K.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that everybody gives Cal a bad rap. I've been in Coach Cal's practices, and I've listened to his game plans. He has open practice, so you can sit there and listen. And he'll tell these guys. He told those guys what was going to happen, what Wisconsin was going to do in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he in game, K is a little calmer. Cal is. Well, it is what it is. It's different coaching style. But he had them prepared. I'll make it. He told Willie Cauley-Stein every move Frank Kaminsky was going to make.
Right.
And he made it, and they let him. So I mean, and he told them what there's no ifs, ands, and buts about people say he's just a recruiter. No, he can coach.
Yeah, I never had. See, I think I always told him. I said he's a great recruiter, but then he would say.
Let me tell you his recruiting line, because I think y'all give him a bad rap. His recruiting line is this, guys. It's going to be tough at Kentucky. Here you're going to have to work hard. That's what got Arias. It's going to be tough here. Like, it ain't going to be to give me here. Every other coach comes say, hey, I'm going to give you the ball. It's going to be tough here at Kentucky.
Yeah. I just think because he gets all the guys that's automatically one and dones.
Doesn't Coach K do the same thing?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. He gets all the guys that are one and done.
Now he does. He did.
But he did. Well, if you look at me and Rob were just talking about this. We were saying that we look at Duke. When you think about Duke, North Carolina, you don't think of them as automatically getting one and done players, because Court McGiddy was the first guy that was one and done with Coach K, right? So you don't think, when you think of Coach Calipari, you think of he's going to get the top guys in high school and they're going to be automatically one and done.
Think about like Coach Cal. I watched this documentary like probably 3 weeks ago, the DeJuan Wagner situation. If he doesn't leave, he's still sick, so he needs that money. Sometimes it's just the situation.
Yeah.
It's the situation. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can change
and I just think too the championships, probably because I say as Coach K, you could probably throw Jay Wright in there now, and then you got Roy Williams because of the championships. I think that's just what's holding Coach Calipari back, because he only has one, I think, right? So it's like if he gets more, then we could put him in that conversation. He's
been there at the same place
that's what I'm
for
saying.
40
well,
years?
he is Duke.
Yeah, he is Duke.
He is Duke. So he's lifetime contract. He's there forever. I had nothing against Coach Calipari. I'm just a Duke fan.
No, I got you.
Yeah, just been a Duke fan. So I wish, if Terry System went to Duke, I'd have been.
And like I say, Coach Cal's taking 3 teams to the Final Four.
Yeah. That's right. I mean,
He's going to be on the opposite side of whatever side you're on. It doesn't matter what the subject is. You understand.
I know. I'm Peyton Manning. He Tom Brady.
Okay.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh, my.
You Peyton Manning, right?
No.
You Tom Brady?
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
So you told me you haven't been watching the NBA this year, right?
Not much of it.
Not much. But you still keeping tab with it. So how you feel about the Rockets this year?
I mean, they look extraordinary in the regular season.
I told this man last year that the Warriors would beat the Cavs in 5. He didn't believe me. That's been the first time.
I'm a LeBron guy.
I like LeBron too.
A lot.
I like LeBron a lot.
I go to as far as say this man they gonna beat Houston.
I thought you were going to say the magic words.
No, he's already said it. He's already said it.
What you talking about?
He's the GOAT. He's already said it. He already thinks that.
Before I get to that conversation, this is what I'm going to say. He's going to beat Houston. If it's Houston, I don't believe Golden State's going this year. I believe injuries. This is what I say. I tell people this all the time. I said they have 3 challenges this season, and they face a challenge in each round, right? So I say the first round, their challenge is, let's just say the playoffs end today, they got OKC. So their first challenge is, can they work without Steph the first round, right? That's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 is when they get to the second round, the chemistry got to get back. Can they be 100% healthy? That's challenge number 2. And now challenge number 3, for the first time in their era, in their run, they don't have home court advantage. So they go against a team like Houston that plays just like them. There's a chance they might not make the finals this year.
I got a question for you.
Right.
Taking Kevin Durant or James Harden?
He's taking James Harden.
No.
Please. Don't
when it comes to a big game, I'm taking Durant.
Okay.
And that's what's out there with Harden.
You taking Steph Curry or you taking
Chris Paul?
Chris Paul.
I'm biased with Chris Paul. But we haven't seen Chris Paul.
No, I'm not talking about with your heart. I'm talking about with your head. But I'm not talking about with your heart. And here's the truth about this. I love Chris Paul, and I like James Harden. But with LeBron and KD, God really interfered with basketball. Okay, you gotta think KD is he don't let him. He ain't no 6'10". He's over 7 foot.
Oh yeah.
Has point guard skills, shoots like a 2 guard, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's true.
LeBron's a freight train, 6'9", 265. Those are things that God did, right?
Right.
Chris Paul did Chris Paul. Chris Paul worked to get Chris. James Harden worked hard to get James Harden the way he is. Those 2 guys have some extra stuff that I think that changes the game of basketball.
And all that is true.
Right.
I'm just looking at this season because I know they have the better talent. If they 100% healthy, Golden State gonna go back to the finals. But if James Harden can show up, because he has to have a.
You just said that James Harden can show up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah. We seen
playoffs.
Game 6. That was by far still that.
And what about your boy Chris Paul too?
See, the thing about Chris Paul, he never really just had like a huge choke job in the playoffs. Not worse than Harden. Harden Game 6 San Antonio, that was
3-1 against Houston.
That's bad. But you know what's crazy? The thing about it is, you really can't name a point guard that was like up and down the best player in the team that led them to a championship.
Zeke.
Magic.
But that was 2030. That game was different. In this era, you need another guy. So Chris Paul, you can rely on Blake Griffin if he's one-dimensional. Blake Griffin.
Steph was the best player in 2015.
No, he was, but you still had Klay that was good as a 2 guard. He was
a point guard. Klay is not as good as Steph. But
No. But he's a great shooter. But
he is a great shooter.
He's a top
defender.
10, top 15 player.
He is.
Right? So that's what I'm saying if James Harden can show up, he can get through it. He could fight his demons and get past Golden State. I believe Cleveland beats Houston in 6. That's my hot take.
Can Cleveland beat Philadelphia?
Oh, yes. See, that's the thing. It's funny because everybody's hype is on the freight train of Philly, right?
This is what I do. This is what I believe. Joel Embiid could just change it. I think if there is one guy,
you know what that's about, right?
No, stop.
You know what it's about?
Oh my God, here you go.
What?
You know that's about that African stuff. That's what he's about. That's what he's saying. That's exactly like he does this to me all the time, right?
Yeah,
he does this like easy stop. I just told you like God interfered with basketball with 2 people. Okay.
Do you see Embiid? You see?
See, that's cool. Easy, that's cool. I understand. Philly look good right now. But if you look at the 14-game winning streak they had, 11 of the wins was not against playoff teams, right?
But
they beat Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know LeBron. Come on, man.
Okay,
we know LeBron.
Embiid didn't play.
That's true.
Okay.
But I'm looking at experience too.
Yeah, he was yeah. But no, he'll be back.
I'm looking at experience too. I think it's gonna be Cleveland.
That
Philly.
experience does
experience
not.
matters.
No, it doesn't. It does not. No, it doesn't. Because I saw Golden
In
State.
sports?
I saw Golden State lose 7 games in the first round of the Clippers in 2014, and then come back to win the championship. I don't think experience really matters. Everybody think no.
Experience matters in sports.
Nah, I don't think so.
That's
Absolutely.
Come on, easy. Are you kidding me? Experience matters a whole bunch in sports because
That's the biggest cliche.
Let me tell you, let me tell you how a 48-year-old beats a 24-year-old.
Oh my God.
Experience. I tricked you like 5 times in that game into doing things I wanted you to do. I called timeouts. You don't have timeouts in one-on-one.
You're playing mind games.
Yeah, it's like this. Come
Easy.
on. Experience matters.
So that's a perfect example.
Experience matters.
You're young. You're supposed to beat a 48-year-old man. He's double your age.
So that means Philadelphia's supposed to be.
And now LeBron, supposed because they got the better talent all around. But LeBron, he's been in this situation almost his whole career. So he looks at Philly, it's like they can have it in a regular season. We've seen this with LeBron James plenty of times. Philly can win this game they had Friday night. But guess what? If they go game 7 in Philly, that's cool. LeBron gonna step up. Kevin Love gonna step up. It's the experience. That's how I look at it.
So you got
So you got Philly and Golden State in the championship?
No, I don't got Philly. I still go roll LeBron. But
So you're just doing it for the sake of argument.
no, but I think Philadelphia has a shot.
What did I tell you?
They have a shot. They have an opportunity.
Toronto has a shot.
Oh,
No,
good
they don't.
God.
No, they
Toronto.
don't.
Them baby Raptors.
They have a shot. Philly doesn't have a shot though.
Philly don't have a shot. Boston losing to Milwaukee first round, I believe, without Kyrie.
Ooh.
Without Kyrie. Milwaukee, they should win. Because I look at the Boston fourth quarter when it comes down to it, who's gonna get the ball?
What's the guy from California? He's getting the ball.
Jaylen Brown.
He's getting the ball.
He's cool, but inconsistent. That's how I look at
He's a
it.
second-year player, third-year player.
Exactly.
He'll be fine.
So you think they could get past Milwaukee easily? Or
No, not easily.
7 games?
I like Milwaukee's length. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. I just
look at Cleveland. I see a Cleveland Houston. That's what I want.
Cleveland and Houston
In the championship. 'Cause I'm looking at Houston. They have to get past Golden State.
They won't.
They need to fight them demons. They need to fight.
It's Chris Paul time.
Man, come on. See, he always do this to me. This is what he says. Around Cinco de Mayo, that's when you see Chris Paul get bounced out.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a Chris Paul
Chris
fan.
Paul's one of the greatest point guards of all time, man.
Listen.
Of all time, how many on your list?
He's not top 5 or nothing.
He's not top 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's top 10.
He may be approaching that.
He's top 10.
Listen, I've already made an argument that
Who's
Steph
the 5
Curry
in front of him?
Steph Curry is the second greatest point guard of all time.
Who's the first?
Magic. Steph Curry is number 2. If you really want to think about
And
it,
you're taking. Listen to me. I know you guys, and I know y'all lose it because of the dream team stuff. Right? And I've said this thing before. You're taking Steph Curry over Zeke.
yes, I am.
Remember that coaching spot I got from you? You're fired.
No, no, because the thing about it
Well,
is,
you know, Coach, you can't say.
I am. I'm taking
I'll put
Steph
like
Curry
this.
over Zeke.
Steph Curry is one of the 10 guys that changed the NBA. He's one of the 10 guys that changed it. Right? When it's all said and done, Curry can be number 2 as a point guard.
Right now, he's number 2.
Over Stockton.
Only guy that I only put him number 3 because I put Oscar at number 2. But
Okay.
Steph Curry, he's a top three point guard. He's better than Kidd. He's better than Nash, Stockton.
He can. I don't
know. Stockton, Nash. I like them, but I don't know.
Gary Payton.
He's over Nash. Steph Curry's over Nash.
Yes, he's over Stockton too in my eyes.
Yeah. He could be number 2. You told me that before.
Y'all gonna take him over Zeke? Like,
Yes, I'm taking him over Zeke.
you know, I know you don't get a chance to watch because people.
No,
don't
I
like
watch
him.
it. I watch it.
But people don't like him. People didn't like him. But oh my goodness, man! Oh my goodness!
He did fight through a broken ankle and play through in the finals.
My goodness, man! Like not just that. Like he was their best player on that team. He was the man. Like you want to know who's gonna get the last shot? You ain't have to guess.
What do you label Allen Iverson? 1 or 2? Because if you name him as a 1, then will you put Steph Curry?
No. Allen Iverson, he's the 3rd greatest shooting guard of all time. Don't you ever forget that. He's over.
Yeah, it's depending on where you label him.
He's over.
Who's the second?
Kobe.
So who's fourth then?
Dwayne Wade.
Whoa. You know what your problem with your list are? They're all like recent. They're all like 20 years, last 10, 15 years.
But that's the truth though. If you take a list like
there's always guys that you're gonna think that you've missed. Like you're not gonna believe that you missed them on that list.
So I know you hate that people say LeBron could be the greatest of all time. Then you hate that, don't you?
No, I don't hate it. It's just not true.
It's because of the 6 rings.
The 6 rings, the never losing, the it's me against the world, is everything I need to do. He's the first man that could go right, go left, shoot jump stop, and get to the basket.
So basically, because he was the first to do it.
No. He did it all the time. Listen, you got to understand. If they do what they did to Michael Jordan, to Steph Curry, or LeBron right now, right? Mm-hmm. Neither one of them would have points. Remember part of LeBron when they said he's passed the ball too much at the end of the game? Yeah. We never had that problem. We always knew we were taking a shot. Always. Temperature don't matter. What is it? Temperature 101, it don't matter. He taking a shot. And he making it.
Well, I hate the LeBron versus MJ thing because it's like there are two different types of players, right? It's like MJ is this. You could say Kobe is another version of MJ. Gotcha. LeBron is his own. So the Kobe for LeBron's gonna be Ben Simmons. When Ben Simmons keeps progressing in his career, then if he gets like a couple of rings, then you be like, is he better? You could do Simmons versus LeBron, not MJ versus LeBron. I just hate it because we know that Michael Jordan's the greatest. That just means LeBron is number 2 in my eyes. Okay. Because we making this argument, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
and we leave out people like
Kareem,
Oscar Robertson, like, you know, who was before my time. So I don't know. I just look at his numbers and you're like, these numbers are ridiculous.
See, and I love MJ, but a lot of people, when they make the argument against LeBron, they forget 84 through 90. They just forget.
How do you forget it?
Because nobody brings it up. It's always.
Let's talk about 84 through 90.
Okay.
Tell me one other his teammates that you would take on your 5th team in the NBA. Tell me one other. They can make all 15 NBA. One other. That's what I thought.
I'll take Armstrong.
Who?
BJ Armstrong.
You gonna take him to do what?
He gonna play a pivotal role on my team. You give BJ Armstrong LeBron James, they going to the finals. You seen LeBron too. LeBron had one of the worst rosters of all time in the finals.
My goodness, young fella.
You thought I was
my
goodness.
This is for sake of argument. No, this is for sake of argument. J. Armstrong.
First of all, I don't know what year he joined his team. But we were talking about between 84 and 90, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think BJ was on there, but I've never heard anybody throw B.J. Armstrong in the basketball conversation.
Give him LeBron James, he gonna make him too.
Stop playing.
What? You see what he did to Dellavedova? Dellavedova was an internet name, huge internet trending.
What he did for Dellavedova decided he was gonna wrestle Steph Curry, and that's how he made his name. That's what happened. That's what happened. And so I'm okay with that. That had nothing to do with LeBron. You see what Michael Jordan did for B.J. Armstrong.
I remember when Michael Jordan got swept in the first. He kept losing in the first round.
Yes, to who?
You had Boston.
Yeah. Who was on Boston? How many Hall of Famers on that team?
A bunch of them.
A bunch? Right. It's one of the
LeBron never lost in the first round.
Excuse me. Was one of the top 5, 10 players of all time on that team too?
It was.
Would you say one of the top 5 or 10 centers of all time on that team too?
Pierce.
I don't think top 10, no. I can name 10 centers better.
Excuse me. Definitely one of the top 5 power forwards of all time
I'll give you that team. I'll give you that.
Okay. And both of their guards were better than B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah. But LeBron never lost in the first round.
Huh?
LeBron never lost in the first round.
LeBron never played one of the best teams of all time either.
In the first round? Or it's my period?
Who's he played the best team of all time?
Golden State. Golden State 73-9, down 3-1. Then you had the next
down 3-1, bro.
Man, no, he was down 3-1.
Stop it, man.
Don't. This is what I hate.
So you mean with Dwayne Wade on that team?
No. This was with Cleveland.
And he did what?
He was down. Remember, you know that series. He was down 3-1 against Steph Curry, that 7-3-1 team. That LeBron played harder teams in the finals than Michael Jordan did. Harder, tough, better teams. You got 2 Golden State teams. The one with Durant. They lost last year.
My turn.
No, not yet. No.
It's gotta be my turn.
Not yet. The 73-9 team, 73-win team, Golden State. You had the last year team with Durant. Then you take I'll take any of the Spurs team. I'll take 2013 maybe. I'll take that. He had tougher opponents in the finals.
So which one of them teams is better than the Lakers?
91 Lakers?
Yeah.
Kareem was hurt. So I'm going to take the Golden State. Kareem was hurt.
What about the 93?
That is your friend. He's really your friend.
The 93 Suns.
I see.
Charles Barkley was the MVP.
Okay.
I'd say Golden State's better than that team.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. The team I fight for, if the teams Jordan played for, is probably the Sonics I like, and I like the 97 Jazz.
So a lot of people like the Blazers, though. They said that 92
Blazers was incredible.
Yeah. A lot of people like that Blazers team.
They were incredible.
Right.
But he never lost in the finals. Never.
Michael Jordan's great.
Let me ask you a question. There was only one other person steady there with him all 6 times.
Scotty.
So who else on that team you won again? Tell me again.
Oh, with Michael?
Mike's team. Yeah. Tell me who else you won on the team.
Which the first 3 or the second 3?
All of them were
Dennis Rodman.
All of them were interchangeable to him.
Dennis Rodman.
He made what's the guy? What's his name? His son plays for Oklahoma now. What's his name? Grant. Horace Grant and Dennis Rodman were interchangeable. Okay? Who was the center?
Luke Longley.
Oh, interchangeable with
Cartwright.
Interchangeable with
John Paxson.
Thank you.
Steve Kerr.
The point guard was who?
Yeah, B.J. Armstrong and Ron.
I remember
who else? Who's the other point guard?
Paxson and Kerr.
Okay, interchangeable at all, right? So he took anybody they put in the gym and won championships with, and you're going to tell me that I love LeBron, and you know I'm a LeBron guy. You're going to tell me the guy that passes the ball when he needs a bucket?
So that's what it's all about, really. So 10 seconds left on the shot clock, in the game clock. You need it. So basically, every superstar need to take that last shot.
My turn.
Okay.
You want to be the Buffalo Bills or you want to be the New England Patriots? Tell me.
Ooh.
Neither. I don't like both.
So I got an analogy then for you then. You say that. Andrew is the passer. Aaron is the scorer.
What does that have to do with
Does that mean, are you taking one over? That necessarily mean
they play different positions. At the end of the game, and this is the rule, if I'm winning, I'm going to give Andrew the ball because he's going to protect it, make sure it's right. If I'm losing, I'm giving Aaron the ball. That's what you're asking me. Was that your question?
But you can't get mad at LeBron for he passes the ball because he still has clutch baskets. He has some of the greatest playoff performances ever. He has some of them. Boston 2012, you had the
Here's the worst thing you just did. You compared who they played, right? Michael Jordan, day in and day out, played somebody. Who does LeBron play in the Eastern Conference?
Oh, he doing that. Come on, coach.
That's like the truth. I'm not.
Okay, but when have we ever see? This is how much dominant LeBron is, right? Mm-hmm. Now the East is weak. Now the East is all of a sudden weak. Before LeBron, before 2003, we were saying the East. We never said nothing about the East being weak. It was never. It was when he came in the NBA. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say the NBA.
Is the East stronger than the West? Is that what you're trying to apply?
No, the West historically always been stronger than the East.
Okay,
but it's never been a debate until LeBron started going to finals back to back.
No, because he's going through the easier conference. You agree with that, right?
Yeah, it's the easier conference than the West. But it's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. I'm with you on that. Not his fault.
I could see if
it's the truth though, right?
Yeah, it's the truth. But I could see if LeBron kept going to the finals and kept losing. If he was 0-8 and he keep losing to the West, then it's like, oh shoot.
Listen to me. He is the second best player of all time.
Okay, I get that. He is. He is. Who's number 2?
Magic.
He's not. He better than
Magic is my all-time favorite player. He's not better than LeBron.
He's better than LeBron. I mean, he's better than Magic.
He's not better. Magic's not.
LeBron's over Magic. You can't give him that title yet.
No, I
can't.
Why?
I really can't. I really can't give. I really think if you really look at the numbers, honestly, bro. Bird had better numbers than LeBron, like passing, rebound. He was just only thing LeBron got over Bird really is defense.
But
defense.
You can ask your next question. That's just.
But my thing is okay.
Right
no.
You can put him over. I'm gonna tell you this. Larry, his whole career had a great team. That's just a factor.
He made that team great.
He made the team great. I agree. But now you have to put him over. You got to put him over Larry. Come on, dog. Like why not put him over Larry?
He's so far over Larry. It's not even close.
Come on.
I think defensively, that's it. That's the only thing LeBron.
Only thing
defensively and athleticism. Other than that,
we're playing basketball, right?
Basketball skill.
So defensively and athleticism is what matters. Yeah. Right? So all Larry Bird could do better than LeBron is shoot 3-pointers.
He's a better passer. He's a better passer.
He's
a better passer. No, Larry Bird is a better passer. Better passer and a better rebounder.
This argument is like LeBron could be if he was labeled a point, he'd be the best point guard right now.
Look at the numbers. Larry Bird was averaging 30 and 10 and 7.
That face is giving you right
30,
now.
10, and 7. Who's doing that?
Man, easy. Come on. Better passer?
Better passer.
This dude is making out. Come on. These passes.
Go look at Larry Bird's pass.
I can't believe you're still having this conversation with him. About like easy.
Come on, man.
He knows it too, and he does it just to do it, just to get you go. Like he just to wind you up. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the subject. How you feel about one and dones? We going back to college. How you feel about one and done players?
Well, like this, let's make sure we get this clear. Really, this world is about greed dollars. And if these young men have a chance to go and make that money, why not go make it? The college coach is making $7, $5, $3 million a year. Why can't these guys go and make the money? I think they should take the rule away and allow them to go straight to the NBA.
High school.
Yes.
Right, because they allow them to go to war and get killed for the country. Yeah. Another angle, they allow baseball players to do it. One of these guys, either Trout or the other one, Harper, one of these guys dropped out of school out here and got a GD and went to a JUCO, so he didn't have to wait that extra year. I don't know how valid that is in facts, but that's what I heard. So like baseball, tennis, you don't even have to go to high school.
I think it might sound crazy, but I think race plays a factor. Look at the sports predominantly black.
Well, listen to me. We don't have to get into this, but you got to figure out where that doesn't play a factor, where race doesn't play a factor.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it definitely plays a factor. It's a factor in everything. I mean, that and money is a factor in everything.
And that's some of the greatest players: LeBron, KG, T-Mac, Kobe.
But I mean, you miss the guys that didn't make it, right? Mm-hmm. You miss the guys that didn't make it, and everybody says, "Oh, they didn't make it." But here's the true part of that. Maybe they weren't going to make it anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So you have a number of guys that don't even get that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So come on. Like, I don't know why if the kid graduated high school, his parents feel like he can do that, why you wouldn't take that chance? Why you wouldn't get that opportunity to just go? I mean, as I said, you can do every other sport besides football and basketball. Mm-hmm. And what's the commonality of that? Both. You know, what's the commonality of that? They're all African-American kids.
Yeah, but football is this more understandable, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because you can't
but it's not about, if you believe it's about kids getting hurt, you've lost your mind.
You know, I'm just talking about the size.
No, it's not about that either. It's about they don't get the 3 years of free labor to make millions of dollars at these universities if the kid don't go to college to play.
I think college football.
Because if they cared that much about the kid failing, they need to go back and grab the guys who finished and went to the NFL and failed and make sure they have money in it. But they're not concerned about that. That's not the concern. The concern is money.
I think college football is more corrupted because the players can't make no money off their jersey sales and all that either. I'll just make the perfect example of Reggie Bush. Like, Reggie Bush was the biggest name in college and one of the biggest names in sports.
If you listen to Sports Talk Radio, Reggie Bush came out of somebody's mouth 3 times an hour, every station.
Yeah.
Right. Why shouldn't he be able to capitalize on that? Anything else in the society, we can capitalize on it, right? Mm-hmm. So a kid can go work at the Disney Channel and do a movie, and he can get paid.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush can go play college at USC, make USC hundreds of millions of dollars.
He ain't getting a dime back.
Can't get a dime back. And I've not once tuned in to watch a USC game where I was looking for the administrators up in the booth. I needed to talk to them. I was looking for Reggie Bush.
Right. He need his name on his the name of his back of his jersey. We already knew number 5. Red and gold, number 5.
You know who it is.
We knew who it was automatically.
Yeah. How about the burnt orange and white with number 10 on it? How about that number?
I still say to this day, that 2006, not even just a championship, but that season was like a movie. That whole season was a movie. Leading up to the final duel, USC Texas, the one and done still in attack, and everything's going on NCAA with the coaches and all of that. How do you see the views when it comes to college basketball? Do you see it going down if you start like the one and done, right? It's in the play,
right?
But since you're not having players staying, do you think it's hurting college basketball?
No.
At all?
No. They didn't make any less money this year than they did before.
Yeah.
I think they make more money when, as they call the blue buds or the high majors, win because they have more radical fan bases, and they'll follow more, and they'll do more, and they'll buy more, and the town that they're in, they'll be loaded up more, and that'll drop ticket prices up higher, and that's all of it. That's pretty much how it works.
How you feel about Zion Williamson?
If I tell you that I don't know who Zion Williamson is, would you be upset with me?
Very.
Okay, you're upset with me then.
You don't know who he is for real?
Absolutely not.
And you're in the AAU circuit. Coach Harrison.
Let me tell you exactly why I'm not concerned with Zion Williams. You ask me somebody on my team, and I'll tell you every one of them. I'll tell you what they can do, what they can't do. My concern is that they get to be able to go to college for free. I can get them in college. That's my concern.
So that cancels my next question then with that. So I was going to see how good you think he could be and going forward.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not really like Zion Williams could walk in here right now, and I promise you. He's going to tell you, I don't really know who he is. I really am concerned about the kids that are in my
Okay, let's
team.
talk about your players then. Really.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about defenders. And we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about Easy too. He says you the second greatest defenders coach. He's number one already. He said he already dethroned you after his big weekend.
Okay.
Big weekend.
So talk about your weekend. Let's talk.
Let
me look up Zion Williams. I can't take that.
My team, we put us through 7 grueling games. We won them all. I believe that
you went 7-0.
Yeah, 7-0. We're listen. As a coach,
Coach
I made the adjustment. We have a really, really effective team. I believe that we should have been playing on the showcase court, but it's okay. It's not a problem.
Who'd you play against this weekend?
Oh, man, there's a lot of teams. TNBA, Houston Raptors, but they all fell to the great defenders, man. It's my team. I don't take credit for that. My team did what they had to do.
I'm sorry, man. If I look up Zion Williams, can we talk about that? If I look him up on the video, I'm sorry. I apologize for getting us into this segment. Whatever we're doing here right now.
My team.
If I apologize, can we change the subject?
Yeah, we could do that.
Hold on.
Please.
Talk about this season. Listen, enough about me.
All right, compare. Okay, first, I'm gonna ask you this first. Who are some players that people got to watch out for going into the AAU season?
It's been a really tough season. Like, this is one of my tougher teams to say that. Like, I usually try to build a team a team to win, but I got a lot of kids that you have to watch out for. I have 10 kids that will go to Division I schools at the end of the summer, and I don't think anyone is greater than the other. They all do different things, and that it will become a really good team by doing that. And my formula is, if we win, we will have enough coaches will see us, and it always works out and go from there.
What make this team different than the other defender teams you had in the past?
Probably the best shooting team I've ever had. As a whole,
hands down.
Yeah. From A to Z, probably the best shooting.
How you find some of these players? Just
most of them come to me.
Okay.
Most of them come and you inquire about what the defense are doing. We have a track record. I think, like I said, 2012, Akil Clear, Christian Sanders, who went to Stanford, and Clyde Santee, who went to UMass, was my first graduating class, 2012. And then every year since then, we've had a lot of kids. I mean, at least every year since then, we've sent 8 kids to Division I schools every year from a single team, at minimum 8.
And you got a tournament this weekekend, right?
We just had it this past weekend. Yeah.
In San Antonio?
No, yeah, we're going to San Antonio to play this weekend. That's correct.
Well, what tournament is it?
It's it's called, I don't know what it's called. Hard Work is the San Antonio Under Armour team.
Okay.
And we're going to that tournament down there.
You like their chances this weekend?
Yeah, well, when you get like my team, we only play showcase games.
Right.
So we're going to play 2 games on Saturday, and that's it. Come on back home.
How you feel about this team going forward?
What, his team?
Yeah. Because you got the B team, right? And
hey, we're not the B team.
They're not the B team. They're the gold team.
Gold team.
Oh, you said B team last time.
No, man, I said gold team.
Oh, okay. Gold team. So, gold team, what color?
Oh, that's a UA team.
UA. Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how you feel about your team?
My team is the sky's the limit. As long as they keep working and believe in what we can do, I believe that any team, it doesn't matter if you're a travel team or a local team, you know where to find me.
Coach, why are you looking like that?
I got my Excedrin. I left anybody knows he's a character. Like, and anything he says, you gotta, sift it.
So what made you hand him the gold team?
Like he's dedicated. Like he is definitely in it, trying to help the kids, doing whatever he can do to help the kids. And like he's nothing about him says, except for his mouth, says easy. All his actions says, I'm definitely gonna help and do what I can to help anybody. That's why.
He always been like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna come to one of you. I always told you forever I was gonna come to one of your games. I always said that I never do, but
listen. This is the second greatest team I ever coached. You know, the first greatest team was with you, that undefeated YMCA team. I don't care. That was one of the best teams we ever. Hey, listen, put that against any of your defenders team. You get smacked. Our press, Aaron and Andrew couldn't handle it, man. Like it doesn't matter. It don't matter. But that's another story for another day, man.
And on that note, we done. That episode is done. Coach Harris, I appreciate you coming through to the Real Deal with Akil podcast. Easy. I talk to you every day. I see you all the time.
Man, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate the laughs.
For sure. Real Deal with Akil. We out.